I want to do one more example using if, else, if, and talk about a couple things relating to it. So remember, if you have an either or situation, you can use if, else. So if it's just log in or not, you can do if, log in yes, else not. But as soon as you have three possibilities or more, 4 or 5, you need an else if. So you could say if one thing, else if something else if something else. So anytime you have 3 or more things to test for, you need to make use of the else if. So the example I'm going to do here is, let's say they're buying in bulk. And if they buy more than 50 things, we want to give them 5 free ones. But if they buy more than 100, we want to give them 20 free ones. And if they buy more than 500, we want to give them 100 free ones. So that's not that important other than the fact that there's 3 possibilities, the 50, the 100, and the 500. So we need an if, else, if, since we're testing for 3 possibilities. So let's go ahead and code this up, and then we'll talk about the logic and one trick to keep in mind when you're doing this, which I haven't really talked about. So I'm going to test for the 500 first. I'm going to say if it's greater than 500, then we'll give them 100 extra ones. So we'll just echo it out. Let's try this, and then we'll do the else if and the other else if. We'll talk a little more about it. So let's say they bought 600. And notice they got 700, so it said, okay, it is greater than 500, so we added another 100 to whatever they bought. So let's do the else if for 100. So remember, else if lowercase, then it's just like an if. You have a comparison in here, num purchase greater than 100. If it is, I'll give them 20 extra ones. And then we'll do one more else if for the greater than 50, and we'll give them 5. So rather than type all that, I'll just save a little time here. If it's greater than 50, we'll give them 5 extra ones. Let's test that, and we'll talk a little bit more about some tricks to this. So let's say they bought 60. So they got 65. So we've got the if, else if, else if, when we are testing for more than 2 things. Hopefully the syntax and the logic is good there, or makes sense. Here's why I did 500 first. This is something you're going to have to keep in mind when you're formulating your ifs. Remember the way it works. It's going to test this. If it passes, it'll just do this and skip these 2. It'll test this, and if it fails, it'll test the next one. So if it's 200 of them, is it greater than 500? No, it's not. It'll test the next one. Is it greater than 100? Yes, it is. It'll execute this, and it'll skip this part here. So if we tested for 50 first, then 600 would pass this test, and the person who bought 600, it is greater than 50, so they would only get 5 extra ones, even though they should have gotten this many. So you'll have to do, since we're looking for more than 500, we don't want to test more than 50 first. So you'll just have to decide what order to put your if tests in based on that kind of stuff. You have to think about the logic. Because again, if they ordered 200 and we tested 50 first, it would say it is greater than 50, so it would fall into here. But the way we've put it, 200 will not pass this. It'll only pass the one that it needs to because of the order we did it in. So that's something to keep in mind in addition to just the if, else, if structure and syntax is the order in which these things are tested and how that works. It's going to test this one first, and only if it fails that will it test the next one. So if it passes this one, then it's going to skip the others.